Hello, friends. This is Mindy Jackson, and we are going to play some Makerspace Mania together today. So let's get started. In the UTech model of makerspaces, U is for using, T is for tinkering, E is for experimenting, and C is for creating, crafting, coloring, or cooking as fun and good activities as coloring and cooking and crafting can be and are part of makerspaces. The C is for creating. See, which is not considered a primary issue of makerspaces? A, cost, B, freedom, C, messiness, and D, noise. Well, we know that maker spaces can be costly if you have high tech equipment. They can be messy and they certainly can be noisy, but it is never an issue for freedom to create. Oops, sorry. Which of the following is not one of the five C's that are essential to learning? Is it A, critical thinking, B, communication, C, commitment, or D, collaboration? As important as commitment is, it is not one of the five C's that are considered one of the 21st century skills essential to learn. So, according to a 2017 study done, educators found strengths and benefits of having makerspaces in libraries. Which of the following is not one of the benefits? A, increased circulation. B, takes little to no planning. C, creates initiative with students. Or D, meets the needs of a wide range of students. From personal experience, there has definitely been an increased, um, particularly nonfiction circulation. It is certainly a benefit for students to show initiative and a benefit that it can meet the needs of a wide range of students and their interests, but definitely it does not take little to no planning. An effective makerspace is going to take a lot of planning. In Worlds of Making, Laura Fleming said, to define a blank blank by its purpose and simplest of terms, it is a place where young people have an opportunity to explore their own interests, learn to use tools and materials, both physical and virtual, and develop creative projects. So, is it a school makerspace, a crafting class, a church picnic, or a birthday party? It's a pretty easy one to know that this is the purpose of a school makerspace, to explore and learn and develop. According to Carol Dweck, this says that talents and abilities can be developed through effort. Is it a fixed mindset or a growth mindset? Well, a fixed mindset is the mentality of your talents and abilities are what they are, and that is what you have. But a growth mindset focuses on the abilities that can be developed. So the right brain is more analytical side of the brain, while the left brain is the more emotional, artistic side. Is that true or false? Well, I switched this up. It is actually the left brain that is more analytical and the right brain that is more emotional and artistic. So this is false. An A was added to STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math, to include what component of learning? A, accomplishment, B, art, C, academics, or D, agility? And the answer to that would be art was added to include another component of creativity. What is considered one of the first makerspaces in the United States? Hint, Steve Wozniak and Steve Jobs remembers. Was it the A, Homebrew Computer Club, B, Cool Kids Club, C, Apple Association, or D, Coffee and Crafting? Well, as much as I would love to be A member of Copy and Crafting, one of the first makerspaces in the US was the Homebrew Computer Club. Whose definition of makerspace is this? A makerspace is a designated space stocked with materials to be used and played with in order to produce a product. This product could be a physical product or creation. The product could also be expanded brain capacity or increased knowledge. The activities in makerspaces are often engaging, collaborative, and require conflict resolution and problem solving. Was this A. Benjamin Bloom, B. Steve Jobs, C. Isaac Newton, and D. Trisha Kuon? Well, as much as these men have done for us, it is the Makerspace master, Trisha. The American Association of School Libraries Learning for Life initiative has four main standards for libraries. Which of the following is not one of the main standards of this initiative? A. Share. B. Think. C. Quiet. D. Grow. While most people do think of quiet in the library, it is not one of the standards. The purpose of Bloom's taxonomy is to help educators identify levels of cognitive engagement to promote higher forms of thinking or learning. True or false? And the answer to this one is true. If we look at Bloom's taxonomy pyramid, it will show us that the bottom is remembering, just rote memorization, whereas when you get to the top of the pyramid is the creating. And so his taxonomy helps educators identify where their cognitive engagement is so that they can eventually get to those higher forms of learning or thinking. Hands-on activities solidify concepts and make learning more meaningful, especially for tactile learners. True or false? The answer is true. Particularly tactile learners need the hands-on as opposed to just verbal or written instructions. But also goes for all learning styles that hands-on activities will solidify concepts for them. Which of the following is not a reason libraries make a great location for makerspaces? A, they always have large budget for supplies. B, they have been storage centers for information for as long as information has existed. C, it is the biggest classroom in the school building. Or D, they are known as centers that provide knowledge, books, tools, community access, and learning. Well, anyone that has worked for a library knows that they do not always have a large budget for supplies. So, what can be considered makerspace equipment? Markers, iPads, robots, or all of them? Answer is definitely D, all of them, because it can be as low tech as markers and paper and as high tech as robots. All finished products can be seen. True or false? That answer is not all finished products can be seen because, as Trisha's definition stated, that sometimes it is what they are learning. In terms of curriculum, makerspace activities, A, are standalone, B, can be linked to lessons, or C, can be standalone or linked to lessons. And this C is true that they can be a standalone activity or they can be linked to a lesson, whether that has been read aloud or research or something done in another class that you're supporting. Examples of learning and growth not resulting in a physical product. Greater spatial ability, advanced critical thinking, both critical thinking and spatial ability. is definitely both that these are the examples of learning and growth that we were talking about, the critical thinking and the spatial abilities, that those are not necessarily finished products in the end as we think about them, but they are a finished product, just not physical. So failure should be a reason to move on to a new activity, B, recognized as a lack of effort, C, dreaded, or D, an opportunity to learn and improve. It is definitely D, an opportunity to learn and improve, because failure should never be recognized as just a lack of effort, and it should not be dreaded or a reason to try something new. But in a maker space and in general, we should always encourage students that failure is okay, and we should not just reward success, but let them see the benefits of failing. What is not necessary to think about when considering space needs for makerspaces? A, internet access, B, movable furniture, C, original intended use for the space, D, electrical outlets. Depending on your activity, you definitely might need internet access and electrical outlets, and movable furniture is very helpful. But C, the intended use for the space is often not what it ends up being, which is a great part of being flexible when it comes to makerspaces. Thanks for playing with me.